Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Tottenham here with your host Tom, giving you guys a slightly delayed match reaction from yesterday's win in the Premier League. Tottenham beating Everton 2-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I didn't want to leave it another day without giving my match reaction because obviously tomorrow is Christmas Day. And I'd be very surprised if anyone would be wanting to watch the video then. So I'm putting it out now, and hopefully you guys might be able to watch the video before Christmas Day. But no, obviously, absolutely delighted, guys, with the win. Obviously, it wasn't. It was a game again that I was desperately trying to stream, but you know what these online streams are like. They're very difficult to watch. Kept buffering in and out. So in the end, I gave up and listened to the last sort of half an hour on BBC Radio 5 Live, and I'll be honest with you guys. I've never been so nervous probably in my life. Um, okay, that's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but the amount of pressure I think that Everton were exerting on our goal at the end of that game was very very worrying, and I have to say very agonising to listen to it on the radio. Obviously, since then I've caught the highlights. What a performance by Vicario in goal. That man, I don't think he's probably just one of Spurs' players of the season. I think he's probably arguably the signing of the season in the Premier League. Let me know, guys, if you think there's been a better signing overall from any other club in the Premier League this season. We signed this chap from Empoli, I think in Italy, for £17.2 million or euros or whatever it was. But it's not a big sum of money, is it, in today's current climate? I couldn't believe the agility of the save from Danjuma from the left-footed shot. He's absolutely flown at it and just pushed it over the bar. It's a brilliant. It's not just a save. It's like some sort of acrobatic move at the same time, and his shot stopping is just phenomenal. It really is. I'm just so excited about him in goal, and it gives us a lot of stability at the back. But yeah, going back to the game, guys, I do. I thought the stream I was watching was actually pretty good for the first 30 minutes. So I was actually able to see Spurs at their best. I thought we were moving it around really nice. We should have scored the second when it was played through to Brennan Johnson, and I thought that first goal as well, where Johnson was involved as well. That was a great team goal, by the way, and a brilliant finish by Richarlison. And then when Sonny scored as well, which was quite a scruffy goal, but I just thought it was just sort of going to be a routine win, and I was almost looking for us to get on the score sheet even more, but from then on inwards, we were just up against it, to be honest, and it just felt like Everton were just getting chance after chance without actually probably seeing the game. But I'm only going off the coverage I was listening to, and yeah, just it would have been really hard to have taken. I think to have drawn that game, to have been 2-0 up. But Everton will feel aggrieved, that they haven't come away with anything. I don't know. It's a difficult one to answer, because on one hand, I'm really really delighted with the 3 points that takes us into the top four. That's 3 wins in a row now, and we're only 4 points behind the leaders. But then on the other hand, part of me is quite concerned that we kind of just let control of that game just slip away, and it does beg the question. It makes you worry really about the personnel and the changes again that we made for the game, and obviously with Romero going off injured in the second half and Eric Dyer coming on, Skippy played as well, and I've heard a lot of people say that he didn't have the best game. I'm not going to comment too much because I didn't see the full game, but yeah, from what I did see, it didn't look as though it looked like kind of a normal kind of Skippy performance, really, like buzzing around the pitch, but not really making too much of an impact. I've also seen a few people slating Brennan Johnson as well, questioning his work rate, which I'm quite surprised at because I've been quite impressed with Johnson since he's been at Spurs. Love to let me know, guys, in the comments if you watched the game and you analyse Johnson's performance. What can you kind of see where people are coming from there? Because I heard some people saying that he was not going full in for challenges or not putting 110% in, but yeah, I mean that hasn't been my kind of feeling of Johnson since he's been at Spurs, and actually he was involved in both the goals as well yesterday. So that's why we signed him, wasn't it? You know, we signed him because of his impact in the final third. Um, yeah, I think let's we take the points. We're really happy with the points. We're delighted, but at the same time, more games coming up, tough games now. We've got a game against Brighton away, and then we've got Bournemouth at home that they're flying. Um, it's going to be too tricky to handle Solanke if he's in this type of form. But yeah, the first game's against Brighton, and I think we need to really we're going to have to play really really well in that game. I think to get a win. We know what type of team Brighton are. They are going to want to control the ball. They're going to take the game to us. Who knows? That might come out in our favour. But again, just you do worry about the squad. With us at the moment. With if Romero, and I think he was just taken off just with as a precaution. We did see him with an ice pack on his hamstring at the start of the second half. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed he'll be okay. You doggy will be back obviously for Brighton, but if Romero doesn't make it, we're playing Dyer and Davis in that middle too, and that was the defence I think that played at Wolves. Porro, Dyer, Davis, and Udogie, and we actually defended pretty well actually at Wolves, didn't we? For the most part, but we just let it slip in the last few minutes. And look, I'll support any of the players that play for Spurs, including Eric Dyer, and I think he's had a rough time by the fans, and that's not going to do his confidence any good at all. But the truth of the matter is we are a better team with Romero in the lineup. So let's just really hope he makes it. I know Sarr went off as well, um, and we saw Pierre come on, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. People questioning where his head's at the moment, because I think he's being heavily linked with a move away. I'd be surprised if Spurs let him go, to be honest. I know we've got a lot of midfielders at the club, but right now we haven't. What with the injuries, I'd be quite surprised if Tottenham are happy to let a midfielder off the books. In our current situation, right now we don't really have that many, do we? We've got Skip, Højbjerg, Sarr. You can't really count Basuma in there, really, to be honest, because we're not going to see him still for a couple of months. Lo Celso. I was a bit surprised if any of you caught my pre-match sort of review or preview. Sorry, I said that I was thinking Gio was going to play in this game. I would have put Lo Celso in, but he didn't. He didn't go with him. He went with Skip instead. But I just thought Lo Celso would have given us that little bit more guile, and he did come on. And from what I heard on the radio, he was putting himself about quite a bit again. So that was really good. We've got to talk obviously about Richie getting another goal. What's that? That's four in three. 4-3 for Richie now, so that's brilliant. I'm absolutely delighted for him. I did call that one in my pre-match preview. I thought Richie was going to get on the score sheet. I also thought Kulu and Johnson would get on the score sheet as well. Johnson tried his best to, but didn't quite do it. Um, but heavily involved in both the goals. But you know, I mean, absolutely delighted, guys. With the points. But just part of me just feels a little bit disappointed by how much we were holding on. But at the end of the day, should we be a little bit more pragmatic and a bit more realistic about the whole thing? Because look, as the year comes to a close, and I know we've got one or two more games before the end of the year, but can't quite believe really what a season it's been for Tottenham. Um, we've won 11 out of 18 games. We've drawn 3 and we've lost 4, and we've got 36 points. So we're basically on 2 points a game, and we're 4 points behind the league leaders. If anyone had offered us that at the start of the season, we would have bit their hand off and chewed it up, because it's been a brilliant start to the season, and you know no one has mentioned Harry Kane at all, which is just testament, I think, to the squad and Ange, and the way that the team has really sort of come together in the face of adversity. And I'd love to see any other team. I think most teams losing the best striker in the world from your lineup, I think a lot of teams would have gone under and found that really, really hard to take. But you know, such as probably our reliance on Kane over the last few years, maybe in a strange way it galvanised us, and it gave the other players the opportunity to maybe come out of their shell a little bit. I don't know. We've definitely seen a better Sonny this season, but I always, obviously Son was playing amazingly with Kane, but I think we've just seen players come, rise up, and we've been playing much, much better as a team. We've been playing better football. So big up to Ange Postecoglou, for bringing back Tottenham. And even in that first 30 minutes yesterday against Everton, I thought we were brilliant. We were playing the ball about, we were creating chances at will, and it was a joy to watch. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. You don't want to hear me ramble on too much longer on Christmas Eve, but I do obviously want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. For those of you that do tune in to this channel, I'm really, really grateful, and I do hope that you get some value from these videos. And if nothing else, maybe it's quite funny for you to see a crazy English guy every week going nuts about Tottenham. And I've really enjoyed doing these videos. It's been on my mind for a few years now. Start a podcast or a channel, and finally I have. And what a brilliant time to start one with Spurs doing so well in the league. So let's really hope that Tottenham can kick on further in 2024. Do have a very Merry Christmas tomorrow, guys, and I'll be putting up a pre-matcher for the Brighton game on the 28th. So watch out for that one. Thanks very much again for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs.